Ankit Mundra wants to know how important are the PB ratio and PE ratio while selecting a mutual fund. Should they dominate the decision?
Well, the PE ratio and the PB ratio are essentially valuation measures, and they tell you about what is the kind of premium that the markets are willing to pay to every rupee of a company's earnings. So typically stocks which the markets expect to grow at high rates from here on tend to command a premium, and therefore they tend to have higher PE ratios. Now in case of mutual funds, a PE ratio is simply the weighted average PE ratio of all the stocks that it holds in its portfolio, and typically funds that follow a growth style of investing would tend to have a higher PE ratio, while the ones which are value oriented or follow a contrarian style of investing, they would tend to have a more moderate PE and PB ratio. Now regarding the question of how to use that in investing decision making, well, I'll suggest that the first at the outset, the focus should be on identifying funds and fund managers which have a track record of doing consistently well through multiple market cycles. So one should look for funds which have done consistently well through the ups and downs of the market and avoided big disasters. Now once one has been able to zero down on a narrow list of such funds, then one may refer to these valuation ratios of a fund like a PE ratio to bring in some style diversity in his selection of funds which he wants to eventually add to his portfolio. That's because if you look at long terms, you would see that funds which follow different investing styles would still have done well consistently over a period of time. So it may not hurt to bring in some style diversity, some growth as well as some value flavor in your portfolio, and for that one may refer to the PE ratio as the last check.